I found something suspicious. No. Statistically suspicious. I was investigating the random rewards you get from Spire 2 events, and I made this chart of the card rewards you get from one of them for silent, and the bar here made me do a double take. It's about 3 times bigger than I was expecting. I ran the numbers and I checked the data set, but the results were still the same. There was something a little off about the chart. But that doesn't really mean anything unless we can know why it's off. So let's get into what I discovered, and you can see how easy it is to draw a wrong conclusion. Let's look at the Infested automaton event. It's the one where you pick between a random 0-cost card or a random power for your character. What I was originally asking was, is every card equally likely, or is it like a card reward? I should probably talk about how card reward randomness works before we get any further. Normal card rewards aren't equally random. They're heavily influenced by card rarity. You'd normally expect to see 63% common cards, 34% uncommon, and 3% rare. But there's also a pity system at play, which makes rare cards more or less likely, and there's a random chance to get an upgrade on top of all that. Okay, sorry, this is too much detail. The important numbers to remember here are 63% common, 34% uncommon, and 3% rare. As I was saying, I wanted to know if the Infested automaton cards were all equally likely, or like card rewards. So I went and checked the data I'd sourced from Spire Codex. Thank you again, Spire Codex. I took all the standard runs from patch version 0.107.1 onwards, and from those runs I found all the cards that were gained from the event and recorded their rarity, and that produced this chart. So at first glance, this looks to answer my question. It looks like it's following a normal card reward and has a 63-34-3 split. As a side note, there's no common power cards for any character, so uncommon gets a 97% split here. The 0 costs are a little off. I wonder what's going on there. So after a little bit of thinking, I found the cause. From Ascension 7 onwards, rares become harder to find. So the expected card reward rate from A7+ is actually 63% common, 35.5% uncommon, and 1.5% rare. So I split the chart into 2 to cover the difference. Wait a second, this isn't my chart, it's a subscriber split. Alright, no more goofing around, here's the real split. And there we go, it looks much closer now. A good example of how minor things can trip you up. But then I had a new question. Can I get upgraded cards from this event? So I decided I'd plot all the cards individually, and that should show me both base and upgraded cards. I picked silent on a whim rather than plot every character at once, it's just easier to read. And here's that chart. And yep, no upgrades here, we've only got base cards, so you cannot get card upgrades from this event. That's the second question answered. Wait, what the heck? Accelerant's way elevated, what's going on here? Now I could have stopped here and gone, I guess accelerant just appears more often. But the why for an observed effect is often more important than finding it, so we need to try to isolate the variable in play here. Alright, let's split out multiplayer and single player and see if the effect is still present. Yeah, it looks like it. Let's try another character, okay. Defect is fine, Necrobinder is as well, no issues with Regent, and here we have Ironclad. Wait, Cruelty is like this as well, what's going on? Maybe it's a weird Epoch unlock thing. Let's try A10 only, there should be enough playtime to have all the cards unlocked in. Okay, it's still there, it can't be that. Let's control for patch version, let's look at only version 0.107.1 only. It's gone now. So it's probably patch related, let me go check the patch notes. They got changed from rares to uncommon in the beta branch version 0.109.0. So they weren't elevated, the base assumption was that they were rares was incorrect. So just to reiterate, it's easy to jump the gun when analyzing stats like this. You really need to find the reason why a number is different, or at least eliminate as many possible explanations as you can, before you can make a claim about it. Now, I've been a little bit misleading with my opening statement. The suspicious thing I found was actually for a different event. The Ran with the Elder event gives the player 3 choices. Give up a potion for a relic, pay 100 gold for a random relic, or give up one of your own relics for 2 random relics. And here's the chart for the 100 gold option. And for some reason, Mummified Hand is dropping about 2.6 times more often than I'd expect in multiplayer runs, which is quite a lot more. However, I haven't been able to find out why. I've got 2 main theories. Theory 1, I messed up somewhere, and I think this is just the most likely option. Look, it happens, it's pretty tricky to get all those things right. And theory 2 is it's just a fluke. Even really unlikely results happen sometimes, and that's why results like this are worth repeating and replicating. Notice that I'm not even entertaining that the drop rate is actually elevated at this point, even though I think it'd be really thematic if Ran with the Elder gave you a Mummified Hand more often. I think it'd be awesome if some of you tried to replicate this result though. Maybe you'll find a new hobby like I have with these videos. Anyway, I'm just going to revisit this once there's more runs in the dataset. It'll probably just go away naturally. This has just been a little glimpse as to how tricky statistics can end up being, and this is just doing in a low stakes setting for a game. Imagine the scrutiny real-world numbers need. So don't treat a statistically significant result as the end of an investigation, treat it as the start. It's a lot more fun that way.